to another video. So today I'm going to be making a crate to store some vinyl records in. So this one's actually a request from my brother for me to make. So to make that I'm going to be using a bit of this 12mm plywood. So yeah, we'll rip that up into some thin strips for the edges of the crate and then 2 big squares for the front and the back. So we'll head over to the table saw and get ripping. All the ripping for this one, so I've managed to cut 6 of these strips at 40mm wide, so those will be for the slats. And then we've got this one big piece down the bottom here, and that's 260mm wide, and that'll be for the fronts and the backs. So we'll be able to head over to the miter saw now, and we'll be able to cut all these into their pieces. So I've been through and marked each slat so I can pre-drill a hole for the 6-gauge screws I'm going to use. So they're all marked out, good to go, so I'll drill all them on the drill. And then I've also marked out the front and back boards for the 50mm Forstner bit, which will go in each end to create the ends of the handle. So I'll go and drill all those while I'm going. As you might have seen, I had a bit of a blowout with that Forstner bit, so I found the chunks for the back, but I couldn't find the bit that come off the front, so I decided to just cut another one. It's probably the worst plywood I've ever seen. It chips out really easy, this stuff. I think, you know, due to how wood is at the moment, this is the best that you can sort of get. So yeah, anyway, I'll cut another one and we'll see what we can do with that. So those holes come out heaps better. So as you can see, there's no chip out or anything there. I think it might have actually been a bit of my setup as well. I think I might have had a little bit of a gap there, but either way, it's still chipped out the front for some reason. So it's not the greatest stuff, but yeah, it's going to do the job. So yeah, now what I've done, I've marked the lines for where I've got to cut the jigsaw. So I'll set the jigsaw up and get in and cut those out. So the next thing I want to do is I'll use the trim router with the round over bit on it, and I'll just run through these handles here and just round that edge over so it's not so sharp and harsh to grab onto. So I'll do that now. The round over turned out pretty awesome, nice and comfy to hold. I might end up putting one on the top there once it's assembled, but I'll work that out when I get to that. But yeah, so before we start assembling it though, I'm going to go over and sand it all. This plywood, like I was saying earlier, it's pretty ordinary. It's got a lot of marks there and all over, heaps of different pieces, so I'll give it a good sand over before I start putting it together. Alright, so everything's all sanded up now, so I should be able to start whacking it together. So I'm just going to glue and screw each slat on, and that should be strong enough to hold it together. and it's all dried and screwed off now. So next thing to do is to go over with the sander to tidy it all up, and then I'll get a bit of sandpaper and I'll just soften these edges up. And once I've done that, I'll whack a couple coats of this walnut stain and varnish on. So this is the colour that my brother's asked for, so that's what I'll whack on it. So I'll get into that now. So here's the finished project. So overall it turned out alright. I was a bit unhappy with the wood I used. It split and carried on a fair bit, but apart from that, turned out pretty good. So I just whacked one coat on here first, and then my brother took it away and put some more coats on it later on, and yeah, he's pretty happy with it. And as you can see it here, it's holding his records and doing a pretty good job. So yeah, if you like that, just subscribe for more videos, and thanks for watching.